Hi all. Um, let's look at combining fractions with uncommon denominators. So here we have to combine two fractions. One is 1/3 and the other one is a half. So let's say this is 1/3 and this represents a half. The size of the unit itself has to be the same for us to be able to combine items. They have to be alike. Denominators are doing dividing of the item you have. Right now we have differently sized items. If we just match them together, we cannot tell how much of an item we clearly have. These denominators are relatively prime, so least common denominator will be 3 times 2, which is 6, and most of you know this from school. I'm going to multiply 1/3 by 1, but I'm going to say 1 is 2 out of 2. I am not changing the amount of what we have at all because I'm going to split each third into two pieces and we're going to get 6 in the denominator, and now we have two items in numerator, 2 out of 6. Now I'm going to multiply 1/2 by 1, which is made out of 3 out of 3. Each part of the denominator is going to be split into 3 pieces. And effectively we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections. And in numerator we have 1, 2, 3 items. And if you notice, the original quantity, the area, the shaded in area is still the same. So here's the box where I'm going to put the answer in. It's still the same size because we are adding like terms, and it's going to be out of 6. So I have 6 divisors. I have 2 pieces from the first fraction, 3 more pieces from the second fraction, and all together I have out of 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the way to do this addition by hand, once you have 2 out of 6 plus 3 out of 6, you just copy the denominator because that's the thing that tells you how many pieces you need to have a whole, and you just copy the numerators with the signs. Now we have out of 6, same sign, 2 plus 3 is 5, and this is our solution. Here we have 2 out of 5 plus 1/2, so 2 pieces out of 5, and 1/2. I want you to notice that the item with the larger denominator has smaller area, even though I have 2 of those pieces, than the shaded in area of the fraction with the smaller denominator. It's because the denominator is doing the dividing, splitting up of what you already have. So the larger the denominator is, the smaller chunks you're going to get. The smallest number that both 2 and 5 can go into evenly is 10. Now to achieve that, I would need to multiply 5 by 2. So I split each of those sections into 2. Notice how numerator was also multiplied by 2 because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. So the first fraction will be 4 out of 10. 2 will go into 10 5 times. So each of the halves I'm going to split into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how this 1/2 became 5 pieces in numerator. So whatever you do to denominator of a fraction, you want to do the same thing to numerator. So we get plus out of 10. 1 times 5, 5. Now that you have denominators of the same number, you can really compare the value of the original number. When you had 2 out of 5 plus 1/2, it wasn't really clear which piece was larger, but now we know that a half had more of an area in it. So the next step of adding fractions is to copy the common denominator. So what that does is you get the original box and it's split into 10 pieces, the amount of particles you need to make a whole. Then you copy the numerators. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the first fraction plus 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of a second fraction. And now you just combine numerators. So 4 plus 5, we get 9 out of 10 is our solution. Here we have to combine 1/3 plus 1/12 and take away a 1/6. First thing we need to know is the least common denominator. If you cannot tell right away that 3 and 6 will go into 12 evenly, you can start by removing common factors using the box method, which is just copy 3, 12, and 6 on the side. All 3 of them can be divided by 3. So let's do that. So now we get 1, 4, and 2. As long as you can reduce at least 2 numbers at a time, you keep reducing. So we can divide these 2 by 2. 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And there is nothing else we can reduce. So least common denominator will be 3 times 2 times 2. Thus, least common denominator is 12. So now we need to multiply top and bottom of the first fraction by a number that will turn the denominator into 12. If you are not sure on a side, you can take least common denominator, which is 12, and you can divide it by the factor that you already have in denominator. So we can divide it by 3 and get a 4. So the first fraction will need to be multiplied by 4 out of 4. So 4, 4. And we get 1 times 4 is 4. Out of 3 times 4 is 12 plus 12 is already least common denominator, so there is nothing that needs to be done to this fraction. The third fraction, 12 divided by 6, gives us 2, so we need to multiply top and bottom by 2, and we get minus 1 times 2, 2, 6 times 2, 12. Now that you have denominators of the same size, you want to copy the denominator, which is 12. Remember, this just tells you in how many pieces the item is being divided into. Then you want to throw all of the numbers in the numerators together. So we have 4 plus 1 minus 2. And now we just combine left to right. So it's out of 12, 4 plus 1 is 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 gives us a 3 out of 12. Just like you can multiply top and bottom by the same number, you can also divide numerator and denominator by the same number. And we can divide 3 by 3, and we also can divide 12 by 3. So this will give us 3 divided by 3, 1 out of 12 divided by 3, 4. 1/4 would be our solution. Here we have to combine 3 out of 8 plus 5 out of 6 plus 2 out of 9. Let's find least common denominator of 8, 6, and 9. 8 and 6 can both be divided by 2. So we get 4, 3, and 9 stays the same. 3 and 9 can both be reduced by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 4 stays the same. So least common denominator will be 2 times 3 times 4 times 3. So least common denominator is equal to 72. First denominator is 8. So let's take 72 divided by 8. This gives us 9. So we need to multiply first fraction top and bottom by 9. And we get 3 times 9 is 27 out of 72. Now the second fraction has a 6, so 72 divided by 6 gives us 12. So second fraction needs to be multiplied by 12, top and bottom. So plus 5 times 12, 60 out of 72. And third denominator is 9, so 72 divided by 9 will tell us what we need to multiply 9 by. And it's equal to 8. So last fraction needs to be multiplied by 8, top and bottom. 2 times 8, 16 out of 9 times 8, 72. Because that was the whole point. Now we have out of 72, 27 plus 60 plus 16. So we have 72 in denominator and 103 in numerator. And this is our solution. You can also have the solution in terms of a mixed number. Now it takes 72 pieces to make a whole number. So from 103, let's take away 72 pieces and we get 31. So if we take away one whole number, we get out of 72, it's still out of that denominator, and the remainder is 31. And that would be a second way to represent the solution. Here we have to combine 7 out of 9 minus 1 out of 12 plus 1/6. So let's look for least common denominator of 9, 12, and 6. We can divide each of them by 3. Whatever goes in denominators goes on the outside. So we get 3, 4, 2. 4 and 2 can both be divided by 2. Whatever goes in denominators goes on the outside. 3, 2, 1. So least common denominator of 9, 12, and 6 will be 3 times 2 times 3 times 2, which equals to 36. 36 divided by 9 gives us 4, so we need to multiply this by 4. Whatever you do to denominator, you do the same thing to numerator. 36 divided by 12 is 3, so we need to multiply 12 by 3. Whatever you do to denominator, you want to do the same thing to numerator. 36 divided by 6 is 6, so we need to multiply top and bottom by 6. 7 times 4 is 28 out of 36 minus 3 out of 36 plus 6 out of 36. Out of 36, we have 28 minus 3 plus 6. Out of 36, 28 is positive, 3 is negative, so we look for difference. We have more positives, so difference will be positive. 28 minus 3 is 25 plus 6. Same sign, we look for sum, and sum of 25 and 6 is 31 out of 36. And this is our solution. Here we have to combine 5 out of 7 minus 3. Now 3 is a whole number, but you can always divide by 1 without changing the value. So this is 3 out of 1. Now we need common denominator, and the least common denominator of 7 and 1 is 7. So we need to multiply top and bottom of this fraction by 7. So we get 5 out of 7 minus 3 times 7, 21 out of 7. Now that you have same chunks of the denominators, you can just copy denominator, which is out of 7. Copy numerators, so we have 5 minus 21. 5 is positive, 21 is negative, so we are looking for the difference, but we have more negatives, so difference will be negative. Difference between 21 and 5 is 16 out of 7, and this will be our solution. However, you might need to turn negative 16 out of 7 into a mixed number. So we have 16 pieces, and it takes 7 to make a whole. So let's take away 7, and we get a 9. So that would be 1 whole. We can still take away 7 more, so that would be second whole. And we get 2. We cannot take away 7 from 2, so that would be our remainder. So the answer is still negative. From 16, we can take away 7 2 whole times, still out of 7, and the remainder we have 2 small pieces that are not enough to make a whole. And this is a different version of the same solution. That's all.